Every morning began the same way for Arun. Before even getting out of bed, he reached for his phone. Social media flooded his screen with people his age buying cars, traveling the world, launching businesses, getting promotions, and living what looked like perfect lives. With every scroll, a heavy feeling grew inside him. It felt as though everyone else was moving forward while he remained stuck in the same place. Soon, comparing himself to others became a habit he could no longer control. When he looked in the mirror each morning, he no longer saw himself clearly. Instead, he saw someone who was falling behind, someone unsuccessful, someone ordinary. At work, he stayed quiet during meetings because he believed his ideas were not smart enough. When friends talked about their achievements, he smiled on the outside while silently questioning his own worth. Even small failures felt enormous because deep down he had started believing he was not good enough. Every night he promised himself he would stop comparing his life to strangers online. Every morning he failed again. One evening, after an exhausting day, a sudden power outage plunged his apartment building into darkness. The television shut off, the Wi-Fi disappeared, his phone battery was nearly dead. For the first time in years, there was nothing to distract his mind. Aaron sighed and walked toward the bathroom mirror with a candle in his hand, but the weak light barely reflected his face. The mirror that usually showed every flaw, every insecurity, every doubt, now showed almost nothing at all, just a shadow. He stood there silently for several minutes. Without notifications, social media, or endless comparisons, the room felt strangely peaceful. The silence forced him to sit alone with his thoughts, and for the first time he asked himself a question he had avoided for years. When did my life become a competition? The question hit him deeply. He realized he had spent so much time watching other people's highlights that he had completely ignored his own progress. He forgot the nights he survived alone when life felt impossible. He ignored the skills he had quietly built, the responsibilities he handled, the pain he overcame, and the small victories nobody ever saw. He had been measuring his worth using someone else's timeline. The next morning, the electricity returned. His phone buzzed endlessly with notifications, videos, and success stories waiting for his attention. But something inside him had changed. Instead of opening social media immediately, Arun picked up a notebook and wrote down 3 things he had accomplished in his own life, no matter how small they seemed. Finished a difficult project, supported his family during hard times, never gave up despite years of self-doubt. For the first time in a long while, the mirror no longer felt like an enemy. Weeks passed and Aaron slowly changed his habits. He spent less time comparing and more time improving himself little by little. He exercised, learned new skills, spoke up more at work, and celebrated progress instead of perfection. His life did not magically become perfect overnight, but his mind became quieter, and that changed everything. One day, while looking into the same mirror that once filled him with insecurity, Aaron finally understood a truth most people learn too late. The moment you stop measuring your value against other people's lives, you finally begin seeing your own clearly.